Continuing, and it looks like concluding, Antony, from Plutarch's Lives, translated by John Dryden, revised by Arthur Hugh Clough. Some relate that an asp was brought in amongst those figs and covered with leaves, and that Cleopatra had arranged that it might settle on her, for she knew. But when she took away some of the figs and saw it, she said, "So, here it is," and held out her bare arm to be bitten. Others say that it was kept in a vase, and that she vexed and pricked it with a golden spindle till it seized her arm. But what really took place is known to no one, since it was also said that she carried poison in a hollow bodkin, about which she wound her hair. Yet there was not so much as a spot found, or any symptom of poison upon her body. Nor was the asp seen within the monument. Only something like the trail of it was said to have been noticed on the sand by the sea, on the part towards which the building faced, and where the windows were. Some relate that 2 faint puncture marks were found on Cleopatra's arm, and to this account Caesar seems to have given credit, for in his triumph there was carried a figure of Cleopatra with an asp clinging to her. Such are the various accounts, but Caesar, though much disappointed by her death, yet could not but admire the greatness of her spirit, and gave order that her body should be buried by Antony with royal splendor and magnificence. Her women also received honorable burial by his directions. But not like they did with some of those ancient kings. They found that they killed the servants and stuff with it, right? Cleopatra had lived 39 years, during 22 of which she had reigned as queen, and for 14 had been Antony's partner in his empire. Antony, according to some authorities, was 53, according to others 56 years old. His statues were all thrown down, but those of Cleopatra were left untouched, for Archibius, one of her friends, gave Caesar 2,000 talents to save them from the fate of Antony. Antony left by his 3 wives 7 children, of whom only Entellus, the eldest, was put to death by Caesar. Octavia took the rest and brought them up with her own. Cleopatra, his daughter by Cleopatra, was given in marriage to Joppa, the most accomplished of kings, and Antony, his son by Fulvia, attained such high favor, whereas Agrippa was considered to hold the first place with Caesar, and the sons of Livia, the second. The third, without dispute, was possessed by Antony. Octavia also, having had by her first husband Marcellus 2 daughters and 1 son named Marcellus. This son Caesar adopted and gave him his daughter in marriage, as did Octavia, one of the daughters, to Agrippa. But Marcellus, dying almost immediately after his marriage, she, perceiving that her brother was at a loss to find elsewhere any sure friend to be his son-in-law, was the first to recommend that Agrippa should put away her daughter and marry Julia. To this Caesar first, and then Agrippa himself, gave assent. So Agrippa married Julia, and Octavia, receiving her daughter, married her to the young Antony. Of the 2 daughters whom Octavia had borne to Antony, the one was married to Domitius Ahenobarbus, and the other, Antonia, famous for her beauty and discretion, was married to Drusus, the son of Livia, and stepson to Caesar. And you notice these rulers, they keep wanting something other than just somebody beautiful and famous. They want some style or or character or something to them too. Of these parents were born Germanicus and Claudius. Claudius reigned later, and of the children of Germanicus, Caius, after a reign of distinction, was killed with his wife and child. Agrippina, after bearing a son, Lucius Domitius, to Ahenobarbus, was married to Claudius Caesar, who adopted Domitius, giving him the name of Nero Germanicus. He was emperor in our time, and put his mother to death, and with his madness and folly came not far from ruining the Roman Empire, being Antony's descendant in the 5th generation. And we see some of why, like in the Bible, they talk about unto the 4th and 5th generation. Well, it's not a moral karma thing, it's kind of what happens sometimes, right?